What's up?
That guy's trying to enjoy his day.
What? No.
Let's get him.
What's up, guys? It is day 9. Day 9? Day 9. Had to skip a couple of days in between here and there. But like I said in my video from the other day, all that matters is that you have more good days than you have bad. So that's been my goal. If I can get about 5 workouts a week minimum, I'm doing what I need to do. So for today's walk, we're gonna kind of morph the anti-fat equation Chronicles, and so that there's not so much pressure on me to actually work out per se. We're gonna have a subgenre or a subtitle of walks with Heath. We're just gonna go on walks, go on adventures, maybe go fishing now and then, whatever we're gonna do. Right now, I'm on a mission. My youngest son is suffering from allergies. Now the pollen's pretty thick right now where we are, and it's so I'm gonna walk up to the store and get him some Benadryl. Generally I would just drive up there and get it, but I needed to get a walk in also, and it's about 5 miles there and back or so, give or take a mile. Might be 6 miles, but that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna walk up to the grocery outlet. I'm gonna get him some Benadryl or some kind of allergy medicine, and then walk back. On today's walk, we're gonna discuss, you guessed it, Obi-Wan Kenobi series, episode 3. Man, I'm not going to get into it yet, so you've been warned. Heavy spoilers. If you haven't seen it yet, I'll warn you before I start talking about it. And that will be your opportunity to exit the chat. No, exit the... you guys remember chat rooms before, like, social media was huge? Like, even before MySpace, there were chat rooms. You could go into chat rooms and talk to people, party lines, that kind of stuff. That was random. But, catch my breath already? Dang. Anyway, we'll get into spoilers a little later. But for now, oh no, don't tell me it's going to start raining too. This is crazy. This is why I can't be consistent, man. This weather is ridiculous. You mark my words, right here, right now. I got a lot of love for the Northwest. Oops, dropped my water. I got a lot of love for the Northwest. But we are moving back to Cali. That's all there is to it. But I want to be in a position to where my big kids can come visit whenever they want to. Because I don't want to go to Cali and not see them. So my goal is to get consistent enough work in the industry to where I can have enough space and opportunity to bring my big kids out whenever. Some of you guys might not know this. I have 5 kids. I have 2 little ones that you see a lot in a lot of my pictures because they still live with me. And then the 3 big ones that do not live with me, who are grown. And I love each one of them so much. And it's very hard to contemplate a life that wouldn't include any of them. So that's not in the cards. What is in the cards, though, is me finding ways to capitalize on opportunities, and then I'll get to where I need to be, and then they can come hang out with me. That's the goal. All right, see you guys in a bit. And here's a quick look at today's playlist. There'll be a link in the description in the body of how you can find this music for yourself.
I love you cause you never petty. You always keep it going like you're never ready. I'm the lion in the Serengeti. Girl, you lighten up my load when it's getting heavy. She says she don't wanna be Will and Jada now. It would be greater now, shutting all them haters down. Watch them not make a sound. When we pull up, turn up, so hot, burn up. They say she fake, but that don't concern us, no. Loving you is so easy. Loving you is so easy. Loving you is so easy. With my eyes closed, like my eyes closed. Try no more, and you don't wanna cry no more. He got you looking so crazy. Heard he just had a new baby. By my count, that's 2. Since the very first day that he met you. Now you wanna be a wife, but you know that he ain't the guy. So it's time to switch the game up. I've been waiting for you to change up. Maybe I can call you babe. Tell me all about your day. Maybe we can get away, cause you deserve a break.
I know what you want.
I know
what you need.
I do.
Let the stress of your day go, cause baby you got me. I'm not ever leaving.
Calling me a bad boy, that's alright. Cause when we get home, I'm gonna be bad tonight.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of both. After we both had it all day, ain't nothing wrong making love to the woman you love. It's alright. Ain't nothing wrong if we make it to the bedroom. Got to stay wrong and make the bedroom. Ain't nothing wrong making love to the middle of the night. Whatever you think, it's alright.
Now my heart don't beat the same no more. I'm tough, but I cry behind closed doors. You and I were so special, baby. Yeah. Every day I can't take it no more. I'm on the block acting crazy, oh no. What can I do to convince you that I need you? I took your love for granted. Felt your heart drop out my hands, goddamn. You're standing over there, I'm standing over here. It's not the way I planned it. Been in love so long that you can't stand up. I know you've been waiting so long for me to man up, but girl, I'm gonna make a right now. Oh, me,
I'ma make it feel so good. Like I said I would.
like I said I would. Who you call on when you need it in the middle of the day?
Hello.
And who gon' answer saying, baby girl, I'm on my way?
Okay, I'm on my way, babe.
Girl, who gon' put you on the counter and eat off that plate? time and girl, have a nice day. If you don't need no man, what am I here for? You said you only need him for one thing, but I can give you so much more. If you don't want my love, baby, I can take you back. Oh, because I waited all day long. Don't be afraid, 'cause I know I've been acting so crazy. You can't escape. You gon' feel like we're making up, baby. Don't be love.
Love tank is filling up.
This song,
I can't wait to fill you up.
and it
Girl, it's gonna get real now.
gonna get crazy.
Tell me if it's not enough.
Is it right?
Tell me if you like it, love.
Do you like love?
Tell me when you're going this tough. You can handle all my love.
Can you tell me how did we end up right here? I want you now. I've never seen anything so clear, 'cause it's your body that keeps calling. And I wanna answer the first time. Wanna make it rain in the sunshine. Ooh,
Every drop,
every drop,
every drop. I gotta
every
have it.
time.
Baby, I was up until I made that love rain down on me. Every drop,
Every drop,
every drop. I gotta have it. Baby, I was up until I made that love rain down on me. Let's create a chapter.
I can feel you like you want, but it's gonna take a little time. Seem like you're broken, the wound is still open inside.
I wanna be the man who saves you. I want you to love me like I'm not a stranger. I wanna be the one that closes your book now. You can tell the world that I got you hooked now.
If you want me, 'cause I'm the only one who knows you.
You're the only one I love. When you're lonely, you don't ever need
Page in your book and create another chapter. Baby girl, your love is the only thing I'm after. Tryna be, let's create a chapter. Tryna be, baby, let's create a chapter. If you want me,
if you want me.
I'm the only one who knows you.
I'm the only one who knows you. I'm in there for you, so I deserve a chance to
Create another chapter. Baby girl, your love is the only thing I'm after. Turn the page on the page on the page.
Let's create a chapter. Let's create a chapter. Oh, na 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 na. Oh, oh, oh,
Hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm wrapping up at the store. Found another plant for my wife. And I wonder why she's a plant addict. But it's fun when I do it. But when she does it, hands are full. So hope you enjoyed the playlist. I will talk to you guys again when I get back to the crib. Sorry about the delay, guys, but you've waited long enough for me to wrap up this video. This is actually from yesterday's video, but I got home and got busy and wasn't able to complete my thoughts yesterday. Obi-Wan, Episode 3. Spoilers. 5, 4, 3, 2. Here we go. So we open the episode with Obi-Wan trying to communicate with his master Qui-Gon Jinn through the Force, as a Force ghost, as Yoda proclaimed to him at the end of Episode 3, "I've got some training for you. Speak with your master, you will," and such. Obi-Wan apparently has not been able to connect with Qui-Gon yet. So at the beginning of the episode, we open with Obi-Wan trying to reach Qui-Gon. He's felt Anakin's presence in the Force. He knows Vader is coming for him, so he's really pleading for help. And then we jump off into the episode. A lot of great stuff here. If you want a good detailed breakdown, check out Charlie over at Emergency Awesome on YouTube, or check out my guy Christian Harloff, formerly of Collider. He does a lot really fun breakdowns. Okay, hold that thought. So throughout the episode, we get some really touching moments between Leia and Obi-Wan. And it's going to be hard to try to piece it back to where canon sat originally, where Leia wasn't very familiar with Obi-Wan, just knew that he served her father during the Clone Wars. But I think the way that they're going to be able to pull that off is when Luke goes to rescue Leia in Episode 4, A New Hope, he says, "Ben Kenobi sent me." And she's like, "Oh, Ben Kenobi, great." Like she knew him. So hopefully they'll smooth it out. But if not, these are just some things that are going to maybe mess with us regarding canon a little bit. We're just going to have to kind of let that stuff go and enjoy it for what it is. I have been clamoring for more Vader, even though there's lots of Vader, but I've been clamoring for more Vader since forever. He's my favorite. He is my favorite all-time pop culture icon. Darth Vader, to me, can you see him? I don't know if it's kind of dark down there. You see him? Vader is a huge part of my life. Like, he's got one of the greatest stories in fictional history, where he goes from a child, extremely powerful, could possibly be the chosen one. Now we're not sure if it was him or Grogu that they were referring to. Clearly it was him in the original, but now it could be expanded because Grogu was born around the same time. Grogu is the small Yoda creature from The Mandalorian. If you're not hip, if you're not, I don't know what you've been doing with your lives. But I've been asking for more Vader, and that's exactly what we got. You see the conflict between the Inquisitors, the fight for power, and I'm convinced that the Grand Inquisitor is not dead. He might be evolving, hopefully, into what we know from Rebels, but he's not dead. But in the meantime, Reva and Brother Five are fighting for who's going to be that one, you know? But Vader told Reva personally, he said, "If you bring in Obi-Wan, you're the Grand Inquisitor. But if you fail me, you won't even have time to be sorry because you'll be dead." I love how evil and twisted and chaotic Vader is in this episode. He is so much exactly who I thought he would be in between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. He's been living for 10 years, stewing on that battle in Mustafar where Obi-Wan had the higher ground, and we all know how that went down. And Obi-Wan thought he was dead this whole time. Thought Anakin was dead. And now he knows that Anakin is alive, and Anakin is this menacing figure, killing random citizens as he walks through the town in an intimidation factor. And then, spoiler, he and Obi-Wan get into their first fight of this series. And Obi-Wan looks pedestrian. Now, you have to understand that he's disconnected from the Force. He hasn't used the Force in a decade, because if he uses the Force, the dark side can pinpoint him and find out. And a lot of what he was doing here was he was trying to get Vader to go in the opposite direction of where Leia was. Because if Vader felt Leia's presence, it could have thrown everything off. I mean, there's a lot of what if versions. Like, what if, Luke and Leia both grew up with a good Anakin Vader? So Vader came back to the light side and his uniform was all white. And what if Padme was still alive? And they had like this supreme Jedi family, right? But that's not the case, is it? We know what happened. We know that Emperor Palpatine just got everybody all screwed up because he was playing all the games. And and then when Vader was the one that broke Padme's heart, or Anakin's the one that broke Padme's heart, which eventually was the cause of her death. The droid said that they didn't know why she wasn't responsive. She just wasn't. And it's because she died of a broken heart, which is one of the saddest parts of the whole thing. And Vader put himself deep into the dark side through excruciating pain, so that he can revel in his dark-sidedness. And for 10 years, he's been doing this, waiting for an opportunity to find and kill his former master. And when they get together in this one, it is not looking good for our hero Obi-Wan. Vader's just treating him like he's food, like he's a plaything, like he's nothing. And essentially he is. Vader can do whatever he wants. At one point he lifts him up with the Force, and he's Force choking him in midair. I mean, he's spilling fuel on the ground, and he lights a fire with the saber so that he can make Obi-Wan experience the pain that he suffered at his hands. He drops Obi-Wan in the fire, and it's like, you're going to suffer for a long time. I'm just going to torture you. God, what a amazing sequence. Well, they left it on a cliffhanger. There's only 6 episodes, but I just heard today that they're going to be renewing for season 2, which is fantastic. I'm here for it. We found out that Quinlan Vos is alive and well in canon. He's a part of this. They mentioned him and a couple of other Jedis. I really feel like they're going to also weave in Fallen Order, the video game, with Cameron Monaghan and Cal Kestis is the character that he plays. He's another lost Jedi. It would weave into this perfectly. And I think with the Underground Railroad aspect of the Jedi treatment of this episode, we could see that happening. We could probably see Ghost making an appearance with the crew, Hera and them. And because that might be their only way off planet, because the Empire controls the loading stations. Anyway, have you seen the episode? Have you been watching? Did you watch Revenge of the Sith before you started watching it to really be up to speed? I like to fully engross myself in this stuff when it's going on. I watched Empire. I watched Revenge of the Sith again. I actually went back and watched Phantom Menace again too, just for little aspects of Anakin and Qui-Gon. But I watched Revenge of the Sith, and then started watching the Obi-Wan series, and I've watched all 3 episodes on about 4 times now. I love it. I love what they're doing. I love the possibility of what they're doing. I love the fact that they could bring in so many characters from the animated series, from they're bringing in some characters from the books now, Legends books that now will become canonized. Man, what a fun time to be a Star Wars fan. And all these people that are talking all this stuff, man, it is just shut up and enjoy it. It's great. And Reva looks like she might be on her way towards a redemption arc. She took a look at that Jedi symbol on the wall in there, and from the look on her face, she had doubt. She had doubt about her mission, doubt about what she was doing. And then the anger took over, and she started throwing stuff around. But I think she's going to spend some time with Leia in the next episode, and Leia's probably going to break her down and get through to her. We'll see how it goes. I love it. Let me know your thoughts. Please don't spoil it in the comments for those that haven't seen it. You were fair warned back when I started this video about the spoilers. So hopefully you cut out if you haven't seen it. All right. Join me later today. Actually, I'll probably be posting it tomorrow, but join me later today when I'll talk about The Boys. The Boys is back on Amazon for season 3, and it's going to be hard to talk about The Boys without cursing because it was epic. They started that shit with a bang. Like, they came right at you. Kind of the same way that Obi-Wan Episode 3 just laid it all out for you. They put it on the table and said, here's what we got. James Earl Jones returns to voice him. I don't know if they did some things in the lab, but his voice sounds young and crisp. In Rogue One, he sounded a little bit older, you could tell. James Earl Jones is 91 now. And the fact that he's even still a part of this is a blessing, and we all should be thanking our freaking lucky Millennium Falcon stars. He's one of the greatest of all time, and he brought Vader to life. Imagine, there's clips of behind-the-scenes footage of David Prowse doing the voice of Vader when he was in costume. And, you know, he's, oh, turn over the ship right now. It just sounded so wrong. James Earl Jones came in and brought Vader to life. And now he's the iconic character that we all know and love. And he's back, baby. He's back in all his glory. His beautiful armor is shiny and new. For the opening sequence, just after the opening sequence, we see him getting put together inside after he comes out of the back of the tank near his throne room in Mustafar, in his castle, with this like big old tuning fork to the dark side, just sitting on dark side energy, man. What a great time to be a fan. Hope you enjoy it. Hope you enjoyed this. Do something exciting or watch the show. But that's exciting, so that'd be same thing. See you later.